Hey guys, Paul from UltimateFatBurner.com here, and today I'm answering the question, how much water do I need to drink when I take creatine? I'll also talk about why so many experts recommend increasing your water intake and whether this is something you even need to worry about. I'll be right back with all the details in just a couple seconds. Stick around. Don't you dare go anywhere. Hey, welcome back, and thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Now, if you're watching this video, you've probably heard that it's really important to drink a lot of water when taking creatine. The actual amount recommended varies depending on who you're listening to, but it can range from a gallon to a gallon and a half to 2 gallons or 4 to 8 liters per day plus. Now, that's a lot of water, but why so much, and why can't anyone seem to agree on a specific amount? Well, the reason why you hear so many people recommend that you drink a lot of water when taking creatine is that there is a concern that creatine supplementation may affect intracellular and extracellular water volumes. Okay, what the heck does that mean? Well, we know that creatine draws water into the muscle cells. The concern is that once this water is drawn into the cells, it is no longer accessible for the body to use for various other critical functions like thermal regulation or cooling, for example. As a result, you could end up with side effects like dehydration, decreased kidney function, cramps, decreased cognitive performance, and so on. However, the question that I had when putting this video together was, does creatine supplementation actually affect fluid distribution in the body? Or, in other words, is this concern warranted, and is drinking all this extra water even something you need to worry about? After all, I've looked at all kinds of studies on creatine, and I don't ever remember seeing a recommendation for an increase in water consumption based on these concerns, and I certainly don't ever remember seeing a recommendation for a specific amount. So I decided to do a little digging, and I found a study, and I'll include a link to it in the description below so you can check it out for yourself, designed to answer this very question. And its conclusion? Well, it concluded that while creatine supplementation does increase total body water, as we know, it does not affect fluid distribution. In other words, this study showed that creatine supplementation does not appear to affect intracellular and extracellular water volume, and as a result, does not impact your body's ability to regulate temperature and do any of the million other things for which adequate water is necessary. Okay, so does that mean you don't have to worry about drinking all this extra water when taking creatine? Well, that's a pretty good question, and I want to make 2 points here. The first is that there have been some anecdotal reports of cramping from some creatine users. And while anecdotal reports aren't proof of anything, they're not real evidence, they can't be completely discarded either, especially if there are enough of them. The second thing is that this is a single, relatively small study. To be 100% certain of its results, we'd need a larger study or studies with a lot more participants. However, this study's conclusion and the fact that other studies on creatine don't raise fluid distribution as a potential issue makes me think all this hand-wringing about drinking a zillion gallons of water is seriously overblown. Right now, the clinical evidence does not suggest this is something you need to lose sleep about. So having said all that, let me come full circle and ask again, how much water should you drink when taking creatine? Well, I wouldn't get too bent out of shape about it. Just stay hydrated. Since there are so many different recommendations for how much water the average person requires, I recommend you use your urine as a guide. If it's dark yellow and has a strong odor, you're dehydrated. If it's a very pale color and virtually odor-free, you're golden. Drink whatever amount of water keeps you in this zone. All right, guys, so there you have it, the answer to how much water do you drink when taking creatine. If you like this video, a thumbs up or a share would be awesome. If you hated it, by all means, thumb it down. If you have questions or comments about creatine, or you'd like to share your own experiences with the supplement, it would be awesome to hear from you. Please do leave a comment below. Oh, and just one other thing. Someone told me that you're not subscribed to this channel, and I had to ask. Seriously, it just takes a click, and you'll receive updates whenever we post new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon. Psst, don't forget to subscribe.